Guess who's paying for the new security detail protecting former Vice President Kamala Harris? I'll give you a hint, it's not rich Democrat donors. Recently, the libs lost their mind when President Trump revoked the Secret Service detail protection for former Vice President Kamala Harris. And I realize to say that the libs lost their mind could mean anything. They lost their mind when President Trump tied his shoes this morning. It's an affront to laces, we can't have this! But obviously, like everything, there's more to the story. I guess generally speaking and legally speaking, when a vice president leaves the vice presidency, they get 6 months of Secret Service protection as provided to them by Congress, paid for by the taxpayer. That's the norm, that's the standard, that's what everybody else has done. For some reason, literally on the last day of his presidency, Joe Biden extended Kamala Harris's Secret Service protection by 18 months. Sorry, no, it was 18 months. He extended it by an additional year. So she gets the 6 months. He said 12 more months, 18 months in total. Nobody actually knows why he did that. And I would venture to guess he doesn't even know why he did that. My guess is that it was Kamala and her office saying, hey, you know what would be cool is an additional year of Secret Service protection. And honest to God, I don't know how much I blame her for that. If I could sneak something in under Joe Biden who doesn't know what the heck is going on anywhere, I'd think, yeah, another year of this might be nice. Especially considering the norm is that I would have to pay for my own security and protection once the taxpayer protection stops. Which you'd think would be the case. Generally speaking, a former dignitary who loses their government paid for protection has to provide their own security either out of their own pocket or find a donor to pay for it for them. I would imagine that Kamala Harris would not have any difficulty or trouble finding a donor to pay for security, either because they want her to run for president again or they really, really don't want her to run for president again. That could be like the trade-off. Hey, Kamala, I will pay for your security if you promise that you will not run for president again. I don't know how those deals work. Bottom line is, I think she could probably find a donor to pay for it if she wouldn't pay for it herself. But neither one of those things are happening. Instead, the people paying for Kamala Harris's new security detail is the taxpayers of the great city of Los Angeles. So Kamala Harris has been living in Brentwood, which is one of the richer areas of California since her election loss in 2024 to Donald Trump with her husband, Doug. Brentwood, also famous for where O.J. Simpson lived when he stabbed allegedly his wife and her lover, among other things that have probably happened in Brentwood, but that event specifically. Anyways, super nice area. One of the local news outlets actually spotted an unmarked LAPD vehicle with 2 plainclothes police officers inside of it, which sparked, I guess, an investigation that said, oh, well, apparently up to 14 LAPD are being pulled from their assignments to go protect Kamala Harris. And not just everyday PD, LAPD, and I recognize I'm not trying to like differentiate LAPD, but specifically the elite metro division of the LAPD. Those guys were pulled off of working cases or trying to suppress crime to, again, go sit outside of Kamala's house and make sure nobody hurts her. And by the way, and I feel like this goes without saying, I don't want anything bad to happen to Kamala Harris. I don't want anything bad to happen to any of my political adversaries. No matter how much I disagree with them, violence is not the answer. Everybody knows that. That being said, is Los Angeles safe enough where they can afford to lose 14 of their best officers to go protect somebody who I, honest to God, don't think has any threat to them? The answer, in my opinion, is probably no. Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, says, well, we will protect Vice President Kamala Harris after Donald Trump ripped her Secret Service away from her. But again, obviously that's just, I don't know, the dumb argument that libs make for some reason because Donald Trump doing anything is bad in their mind. The question though is, why was Kamala offered public taxpayer funded security provided by the police department? She also was apparently offered CHP protection, which I guess Gavin Newsom would have to sign off on. But the whole thing is weird. It's like, why do big government Democrat elites always somehow seem to get preferential treatment generally paid for by the US taxpayer? It's funny how that works out. I don't know why that consistently continues to happen. I want to be fair in saying that when conservatives leave office, my opinion there would also be pay for your own dang security if you think you need it, which I hope would illuminate the point of why are taxpayers continuing to pay for the security of somebody who I don't think has any security risk. If she feels like she needs it, she can pay for it herself or get a donor to pay for it. The streets of Los Angeles are not so safe that they can just afford to lose 14 of their best officers to go protect somebody or sit outside in the driveway of her house in the very, very nice upscale neighborhood of Brentwood, which again is where O.J. Simpson lived. What do we think about this? Let us know in the comments section. Should Kamala Harris continue getting LA City taxpayer funded protection, or should she go fund it herself?